is up, guys? It's your girl Lady T, the life coach, and I'm back with another video. And listen, I am going to continue to talk about the subject of love until it permeates through the hearts of everybody who hears my videos. The reason why I would like to continue with love, because I know a few videos I've talked about love and forgiveness, and I said on my video that I will always be an advocate for love, and that's the truth. So my bishop has been talking about love for the past few weeks, a couple weeks, about love and forgiveness. And I just want to stress, guys, that it's so important to just be a person that knows how to love people in spite of, let me relax a little bit because this is a little touchy for me. It's a touchy subject, and it may seem like it to you guys that I'm just telling you just to love and my life is all perfect, and I'm always just just this giddy person. Yeah, I am always like happy, but it doesn't mean that I haven't had struggles in my life. It doesn't mean that I didn't go through things, but I just choose to keep a positive attitude about it and have a more positive outlook on life about it. Listen, let me get really personal with you guys, because sometimes people need to know your story. Sometimes people need to know where you come from so that they can understand better, where you're at now and why you say the things you say. I grew up in foster homes. I grew up in group homes. Like I said, let me be transparent with you guys so that you can see that my love that I'm talking about is real. When I was at a younger age, I went to my real family, my aunt, when I was 12 years old. So some of you that see the video, you may say, oh no, she didn't. She was on Madison Street in Brooklyn with Miss Zip, which is my aunt. I was, but the younger years of my life, I was in group homes and foster homes. Whatever reason, my mom just didn't take care of us. So the thing is, I was always one of the type of people, even at a very young age, to have an attitude of forgiveness, to have an attitude of, it's okay, I understand. Because I felt like, even at that age, I wasn't going to judge my mom, my dad, people in my family. And, I just didn't feel like it was necessary to do that. And believe it or not, that attitude really helped me get through, being in group homes and foster homes. I think we started at the age of, what age did we start? We started at the age, I think I was like maybe 5 or 7, up until 12 years old. And that may not seem like a long time, but it is a long time when you're not with your parent, your mother, your father, you know what I'm saying? And you're with other people who are, raising you or whatever. And so it wasn't easy at all. But I always had this, now I don't know how my other sisters felt, but I know me, I always, when my mom would call, I always would say, oh, it's okay. She'd say, I'm going to come and get you guys out, and I'm going to take you guys and stuff like that. And I always say, okay, Ma, it's okay. It's okay. I never ever, and this is the right hand of God truth, I never had resentment towards her. I never had resentment towards my family for what I had to endure, what I had to go through. And this is why I could sit here today and talk to you guys about love and forgiveness, because it's something that has been in me all along. So we don't have a right to, let me first say this. I didn't have a right to judge my mom. I didn't have a right to judge my dad. I didn't know their story at a young age. I didn't know what they were going through. So we as people, we don't have rights to do that. We don't have rights to judge people. We don't know their situations. We don't know why they did the things that they did or made the decisions that they make. So who are we to judge? And this is why I say we're supposed to have love and forgiveness anyway, because I wasn't there. I was there, yes, as a child, but I wasn't there in her mind and what she was going through as to why we landed where we landed. So I didn't have a right to judge. And that's why to this very day, there's no resentment there. There's no resentment there. My mom is in a nursing home right now. She is not able to see because of diabetes, and we go and we visit her. And, it made me just feel so passionate, because my aunt Pastor Lee, who was a pastor, may her soul rest in peace, passed away in 2014. And she had some friends of hers that became my mom's friends as well. And my mom just told me today he flew in because he was going to a funeral anyway, and he went to see her. And it just made my heart feel so glad that, you know, he just went in to visit her, just showing her love and showing her support. And, you know, it just made me, I almost cried when she told me. But the point is, we don't need to have resentment towards people. I'm going to keep telling you guys, there's no benefit in being resentful. There's no benefit in being hateful. There's no benefit in that. You know, there's no sacrifice in hate. The sacrifice is when you can love in spite of somebody doing you wrong. That's when it's a sacrifice. That's when you're showing God that you're doing something beyond what you would normally do. You're going past that. And you're doing something special and something different. So love is not easy. Hate is easy. It's easy to unforgive. It's easy to hate. It's easy to be resentful and grudgeful. That's easy. What's hard is doing something in love in spite of somebody doing you wrong, in spite of them talking about you, in spite of them slandering your name, you know, bringing you into a place of, you know, lowliness. That's the sacrifice. The sacrifice is love anyhow. Bishop was talking today in church, and he was talking about love, and he was saying that, you know, love loves first. Love loves first. You looking for that apology. You're looking for that you know, somebody to make up with you. You're looking for this. But I told you in another video, you may never get it. But it's our duties and responsibilities as people to spread the love, to show the love. It's our responsibility to do that. It won't benefit us any if we don't show love to people. I could be resentful towards my mama today. And guess what? Check this out, guys. I'm the only one who's closest to my mom right now. I have other sisters who live in different areas. One lives in Michigan. One lives in Atlanta. One is in Mount Vernon. The other one is in California. And I'm the closest one to my mom. I'm 10 minutes away. You know that I could have a resentful attitude, and I could be hateful and mean, and oh my God, because she didn't take care of me, and I spent a few years in a foster home, a group home, I'm not doing nothing for her. Do you really think that I'm gonna have that attitude? Do you really think that you should? And my answer is absolutely not. It doesn't do you any good to be grudgeful. I see TV shows, and I see people who, you know, their father didn't raise them and their mother didn't raise them, and then an opportunity comes up in their life, whereas they have an opportunity to meet their parent for the first time, and they're mad and they're angry and they're upset, and some of them don't even want to meet them. Do you know, if that was me, I would be glad to. Why not get the opportunity to get the time that you never had? What is the point of you holding a grudge? What is the point of you throwing something in somebody's face? Was you there? You don't know what happened. You don't know why they did the things that they did. I'm not talking about parents that are abusive. That's different. I don't condone, support at all any kind of abuse to children or anything of that sort. Husbands against wives, wives against husbands, anything you want to say, anything you want to call it as far as abuse. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for a parent who's never had the opportunity to raise their children, and they want to take an opportunity to now meet their son or daughter. There are people today that are resentful, who don't want to take that opportunity to do that because they're mad and they're angry. Well, I say to you, don't hold grudges. I say to you, forgive. I say to you, show love. If you was a child, you don't know what their situation was. You don't know why they did the things that they did. Who are we to judge? Do you know that you can have that same attitude, but God can have that same attitude that you have towards them, that he can have the same attitude towards us? Do you know how many times God has given us a chance to get it right? And we repent and say, oh God, give me one more chance. Let me start all over again. And I'll do better this time. or the next time. How many times have God given us a chance? So who are we not to give other people a chance? Who are we not to do that? We're not even God. And if God did it for us and is so merciful to us, we ought to be merciful to somebody else. So what your sister did something wrong to you. So what your brother did something wrong to you. If it didn't kill you, it should have made you stronger. But there's no reason for you to hold a grudge. You need to amend that thing, whatever it is. I can never see myself not speaking to somebody for the rest of my life. It's no benefit at all. None whatsoever. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to keep and continue to talk about love, because love covers a multitude of sins. Love conquers all. There is no reason to continue to hate and to be grudgeful, to be bitter, to be angry, to be upset. What does that get you to be like that? What does it get you to be like? Do you think that it benefits you? When you forgive and when you love anyhow in spite of, you're free. You're no longer bound to the thing that's had you bound, that had you captive. You're no longer bound to circumstances or people, because you have allowed yourself to let it go. You've allowed yourself to move on. Now, does that mean that you have to be around the person, especially somebody who might have abused you? Does that mean that you have to be in their presence? Does it mean that you have to give them your time? No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying for you, you should forgive. For you, you should show love anyhow. God commended his love for us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So he loved us in spite of the sin we were in. In spite of. That means he wasn't looking for love from us, as our bishop said today. Let me quote him, because this is what he taught today. God wasn't looking for us to love him first. He loved us anyway. He loved us when we was drinking and smoking and partying and hoeing and all that other stuff that we did. He came and loved us anyhow. He pointed us out and said, I love you. And if he can show that kind of love and sacrifice his son for us, who are we not to show people love to? We have no excuse. This is to help, guys. It's not to criticize. It's not to judge. It's to help. And I wanted to share that personal thing with my mom, and the story about my mom and my sisters and my family is because I'm saying it and I'm a true believer of it and I'm living it. I don't have resentment at all. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. If you exercise this, what I'm saying to you, you will find that your life will be so much easier, so much better. I'm no counselor. I don't have to be one. But I can tell you how to love people. I can tell you how I got over it. I just love my mom anyhow. It wasn't hard to do. It wasn't hard at all. But for some it may be. And I'm not expecting you to feel like I feel. I'm not expecting you to have the same opinion that I have. I always say to people, you are entitled to your opinion and you're entitled to disagree. You are entitled to that. And I will accept it. In spite of whatever happened, I will accept your disagreements, whatever it is. But I'm just telling you what works for me. And what works for me is love every time. Forgiveness every single time. That's what works. And it will work for you. We are all made up, our composition, we're all human beings. We're all made up the same way. We all have our feelings, emotions, spirit, soul. And so therefore, if I can love and show, love and forgiveness, you can do the same thing too. You know what? It's good to tell people. Sometimes you have to be transparent so people can see that you're just not making stuff up. Telling them to love somebody when she don't love. No, I do. I love people. And I get around all that hate, and I get around all that, that envy and jealousy and that malice and all that stuff. I don't let myself live that life. I can't. I gotta be free. I'm trying to get some stuff and do some things. And I told you in another video, you can't get stuff done harboring all that bad feelings and all this, just stuff that you just need to be free of. Can't get nowhere with it. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Love loves first. Love loves first. And if God can love you and give you chance after chance, surely you can go and make amends with somebody else and show them the same kind of love. Why are you waiting for them to show love to you first? Why are you waiting for the apology? Who cares if you were right? Learn to be wrong even when you know you're right. Just for the sake of peace. Don't you want to be at peace? Don't you feel better when you don't have any, anything towards anybody and they don't have nothing towards you? That's a good life. And if they do have something towards me, I don't know it. I don't know it. And I'm not thinking about it. But I know I don't have anything against anybody else. So I'm good with that. My heart is glad. My heart is happy. I'm free. I am free to do, to be, to live. I'm free. And you need to get there too. And all you got to do is show love to people. All you got to do is forgive. And you will be free. You watch what I tell you. You do it. And you see what I tell you. It's the truth. I'm telling you, yes, somebody could have abused you. Somebody could have treated you wrong. Listen, yes, they do. Things have happened. That's life. Life will happen. And it doesn't promise you that everything's going to be good. But I always say, what you going to do when it happens? What attitude would you take? What will you do because it happened? What will you do as a result of it? Will you still continue to live? Will you not let it keep you bound and a prisoner? That ain't it. Being free is forgiveness. Being free is loving. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys for tonight, because I wanted to do a video. I wasn't going to do one, but then I decided, I said, let me talk to them for a little while. Because every time something is on my mind, I like to come on here and just talk. So I'm talking. That's all I'm doing is talking. If you had a friend, you would want your friend to tell you, what's right and what's the best thing for you to do. Y'all can comment below. Give me some dialogue. I don't mind. And you don't have to agree. But I know that it's hard to forgive. And that's why I'm telling you to do it. And it's hard to love. The sacrifice is forgiving and loving in spite of. It's easy to hate. It's easy to ignore them. It's easy, I'm looking at the wrong spot. It's easy to ignore them and not address the issue. It's easy to do that. What's hard is loving in spite of. Forgiving in spite of. Letting go in spite of. That ain't easy. When you're doing that, you're doing something. That's when you're doing something. All right, guys, so this is your girl, Lady T, the life coach, and I just wanted to come on here and share that little nugget with you guys to get a little bit personal, to let you know I'm not just talking here, but I'm actually living it. I'm doing it, and I want you guys to do the same thing. It may be easy, it may be hard. It's whatever you decide to do. What you choose to do with what happens to you is what matters. So it's your outcome is determined by you. Your outcome is determined by you. Guess what? Whoever hurt you ain't thinking about you. Whoever lied on you, talked about you, abused you, they ain't thinking about you. So your outcome determines on how you deal with it. And I'm hoping, guys, that you continue to show love in spite of, okay? Love and forgive anyway. You will see that you will be free. All right, guys, so remember to like, comment, please comment. I would love for you to comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I will talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.